Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Bitcoin before we jump into anything else, just so we understand what's going on, right? And in case you're living under a rock, unfortunately, we had a pretty good big correction yesterday. This is complete liquidation. I mean, there was tons and tons of positions, closed, of course, and that was actually a good thing. I think that shows us the bottom is in. That's my personal opinion. And what I mean by that is just that this candle wick being so large tells us that 47 to 52,000 is essentially the new range for Bitcoin, and we should be able to see a recovery here soon. 4-year cycles, pretty much indicates that this same exact thing happened just before it took off. Okay, so try not to worry too much. If you have an opportunity to be able to, add to your position, dollar cost average, whatever the case, I would recommend doing that just to be on the safe side. Not just with Bitcoin, but I'd recommend almost more so with Ethereum, just based on the fact that it has much more potential to 2, 3, 4x this year, or this season, more so than Bitcoin. Okay, so just heads up on that. Either way, that's kind of where we're at here for now. So all good things for Bitcoin. Believe it or not, this candle wick is telling us that we are in much better shape than previous times when we have like shorter candles. Like when we look at some of the major time frames, they're not quite the same. They don't look the same. They don't feel the same. And I think we're going to be just fine. Okay. Again, that's my personal opinion. Yes, the fear index is extremely high, but the common rule of thumb is to buy when everyone else is scared and to sell when everyone else is confident, right? That's how you take profits. That's how you succeed. Again, just some friendly advice there. And moving on to mana here, just before we jump in, just know I'm not a financial advisor, right? I love teaching people how to trade. Thank you so much again for watching me here today. And ultimately, I hope you can learn a thing or two here. Now, I can tell you that most of the data is going to be kind of flawed, right? Technical analysis on situations like this is, there's only certain things you can do, right? But, we can try to look at some of the details, make sure we understand that, kind of more so the why and what potential we have for recovery. And just note too, I do have a trading community if you're interested in considering checking that out, of course. I'm so super proud of my patrons. Everyone came together and just unified yesterday when everything was going crazy, and it was just a really amazing experience. So thank you again to my patrons for being such awesome people and having that the ability to kind of bring everyone else up, if you will, kind of lift everyone up. I know it's kind of crazy, but you're not alone, okay? And it's all good. This is completely normal. All right, so looking at the one-day chart for this, I mean, obviously you can see how interesting this candlestick is, right? Let's go ahead and pull this out a little further. Look at that guy. That is a long candle. And ultimately it's not the end of the world, right? And what we should do here, let's go ahead and redraw some of these Fibonacci retracement levels based on the recent data and kind of see what potential we have here. Because right around, and this was pretty standard, right around 420, we could see the price consolidating just before it lost everything yesterday. And this little pattern that I drew, of course, should have came to fruition. It should have continued to the upside. And the reason why I believe that is if you look at the 4-hour candlesticks, you can see how strong and how quick this is recovering. Most coins are not doing this exactly right now. And that tells me there's strong fundamentals for mana and that people believe that the price should definitely be $4 or higher, right? Now, it only broke to the downside, of course, based on the simple fact that we had all those events happening, but I do feel like we would have seen a breakout because most trends have a tendency of repeating themselves, right? We saw the same pattern occur back here, and it would have occurred here if it wasn't for those events that we could not control, right? Therefore, to me, if you were to dollar cost average anywhere between now and $4.20, it would be a good consideration because of the fact that it will likely continue to increase past its current state, okay? Again, the fact that it's recovered this quickly and done this well in a short amount of time tells me that we're in good shape. Again, most of the charts look like this, but they don't have this type of recovery from a coin this recent, okay? So just bear that in mind. A lot of them are suffering, licking their wounds, and man is like, no, we're getting right back on track. This is not going to affect us. And again, there's some coins that are like this. There's the sandboxes. There's a few others that are, of course, doing very, very well right now, and we just need to recognize that. All right, so we'll go ahead and take a quick look at some of the other standard stuff. We got to bounce off of 30 on the RSI. That's normal. We're still below 50, but again, too early to tell. We don't have enough data to be able to be back up over 50, if that makes any sense. Pretty much every coin has that same pattern. A lot of coins, too, have a similar MACD convergence start. It looks like it's going to converge on the MACD here soon. That's also a very good sign. Bear in mind, that's contingent somewhat on Bitcoin, but the fact that Bitcoin has recovered so well recently, at least in the sense of that candlestick being so large, all the way down to 42,000, and now we're back up to 48. there's something to that, right? Just bear that in mind. Those things play in here, and Mana's in very, very good shape. It's recovered better than any other coin that we've seen. Let's take a look here at this TD sequential. Obviously, we got this crazy continuation. We should not have seen that. Like, that defied the laws of trading, right? That's standard. That's normal. Bitcoin looks the same. But this here is nice. I like the fact that we see a 4 on the continuation for the TD sequential. Most other coins are just going straight sideways right now, trying to figure out what to do, right? Mana is decided to ramp back up and get right back in the game. It's almost as if it didn't happen, right? So cool thing is we got a nice support level about $3.80, potential resistance at 420, but I feel as if it will break 420 in the near future, and that won't be a problem at all. Just my speculation. It has all the makings of trending upwards in a positive way, and I think ultimately that we're going to see this continue to the upside. Now, will it all happen today? Maybe not. Okay, so try to understand that. This may not just ramp up and hit it today, but what we want is maybe a good 5 more hours of continuation of the upside. Maybe continue to consolidate about 420 and then eventually break to the upside and then start making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, but again, all is well here. This is probably one of the best coins you can identify right now for recovery. Avalanche and Sandbox are 2 others as well. I think I got my eye on. I think those are also going to do great. And of course, Ethereum, can't overlook that. Of course, that's one of the best potential gainers this year. That's my personal opinion. So all is well right now, okay? Try not to worry about it. Try not to overthink it. Mana's in very good shape. We'll take another look at this again soon to kind of see how it came to fruition, but just note we're probably going to see somewhere range of 380 to 420 in the immediate future. Once it breaks 420 and starts to consolidate closer to its previous resistance / new support, we're going to be in much better shape to start seeing more higher highs and higher lows. So I would just say dollar cost average as close to 380 as possible, and then we'll go ahead and take a closer look at it soon. Thanks again for your time here. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you're not currently a patron, consider subscribing. Love to have you along in one of the best, most awesome communities in the world right now. That's just my personal opinion. I've got some opinions today, and that's all right. I hope you have a good one. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.